right. Okay, so whoops, let me take these down. These are from the last demo I did. I'm going to do the jambalaya because Pam was talking yesterday about Mardi Gras traditions, and I was just like, we don't really have traditions. We just eat jambalaya on Fat Tuesday and then get up and fast the next day and go to church. She's like, that sounds like a tradition to me. I was like, well, I guess so. And we do the king cake as well. So I guess we do have traditions, and we always do jambalaya. So this jambalaya has chicken. It has sausage. You're supposed to put shrimp in it, but I don't do shellfish, so no shrimp. But you can put shrimp in it. And then it has peppers, onions, and tomatoes, right? And I use our wonderful, oh wait, I don't use Chipotle seasoning. I just put Chipotle seasoning in this. I use Cajun seasoning, but that's okay. I'll add Cajun too. All right, so, and you can use Louisiana hot sauce. You can use whatever your favorite like Cajun-esque sort of seasoning is. Jim likes to use chorizo sausage. I use kielbasa sausage because the chorizo is a little too spicy for me. So it is whatever it is that you prefer. So what I have done, I have already quartered up my sausage and I browned it. And I browned it in this pan that now I am sweating the vegetables in, right? Which just means I am just sauteing these vegetables. But I like to brown the meat in there because it gets like that crispiness on the bottom of the pan. Then I put the vegetables in and it pulls all that flavor up off the bottom of the pan. Yummy, right? So now I have some of the vegetables in there, but I still have to chop the rest of my peppers. So I saved that for you. All right, so I'm going to use our chopper. If you want your vegetables to be a little bit more chunky in there, you can hand chop them. But I just use the chopper because it's nice and fast. And then also it's a little bit finer of a chop, right? So this is, of course, our Power Chef, right? And which everybody loves, right? Because it has the pull string motor and it does really fast work of chopping up your veggies, sometimes a little too fast, which is why I'm saying if you like a chunkier chop, you definitely don't want to use this because it will chop it up so fast. But it's great for your salsas. It's great for, you can puree baby food in here. You can puree anything in here. You can make a smoothie in here. It does it so fast. The more you pull the string, the finer it chops, right? And so let me see. I already chopped some stuff in here, so it's got chunks in there, but I'll show you. So you see the blades going around, right? So fast. It has a gripper bottom, so it's not hopping all over your countertop when you are chopping. So that's always a plus. All right, what do I do here? There we go. All right, and you do want to kind of chunk up your vegetables or whatever it is you're putting in there. I love to use it to shred my chicken. Yum. It's fantastic for that, right? So I did chunk up, like I said, my peppers in here. And then as you look in there, if you have chunks in there, I usually just kind of shake it a little bit to get it off of the sides, right? And then just pour it in there. And it doesn't really matter for this if there are some chunky pieces because it all just kind of goes down, right? All right, so I'm going to stir this up a little bit. And then sometimes I used to saute my chicken. At first I would do the sausage, then I would do the chicken, and the chicken would get the bits off the bottom. But I found it's actually faster to steam my chicken, so that is in the microwave in my multi-cooker. So that's in the microwave. But real quick, I'm going to add my tomatoes. I have stewing tomatoes in here, stewed tomatoes. But you can use diced tomatoes, anything. You can use whole tomatoes, doesn't matter because they're going to kind of like stew down. So I have those cans open, but I'm going to show you our can opener really quick. All right, so our can opener is amazing, absolutely amazing. And the best part about it is there's no sharp edges on the top or on the can, right? And the way it works is you open this up and these two wheels right there, right? Let me get the glare off the two wheels. You're going to put the edge of the can right between those two wheels. So it's going to go right in between there. And then when you close it, it's actually going to grip onto it, right? So that's when you know you have it on there. And then you just twist. And you twist it, and then you'll feel when it releases. Sometimes it makes a little click, but you can actually feel it, right? So there we go. I felt the little click. Right? And so then you open this up and see this little piece at the top, right? You just open this and then clip that right on the edge. and then peel it back, right? And so it's not sharp here, right? And it's not sharp here either, right? So I'm just gonna dump those right in there. I'm gonna grab these other ones, dump them in. Easy, easy. All right. So I'm gonna dump all of those in. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna dump my sausage in. Let me pull this out. All right. No. I'm gonna dump my sausage in. I just put it in this pot just to hold it. All right, and then I'm gonna pull my chicken out. Now, it doesn't really matter if this is cooked all the way through the chicken. I kind of chunked it up just so I didn't have to cut it afterwards. It doesn't matter if it's cooked all the way through because I'm going to put everything in this pot and then I'm going to stir it up. I'm going to add more seasoning and then I'm going to put the top on it and let it just kind of do its thing and let all the flavors kind of just blend. And it's going to be even better tomorrow. So at one point, I was doing like a low carb thing. This was a long time ago. Okay. I was doing this like a low carb thing and I wanted jambalaya and I was like, well, this is pretty low carb. I mean, it's just like meat, vegetables, all that jazz. But I do eat it with rice, right? So when I had leftovers, so my low carb thing was my Lent thing. Okay. Let's be clear. It was for 40 days. Okay. So, so my low carb thing was Lent. And so, but for Fat Tuesday, I had my rice and I had my jambalaya. So then I was like, well, I still want to eat my leftover jambalaya. So I actually took this and then I chopped it finer into like really small chunks, the leftovers. And then I made it into lettuce wraps and it was so good. So that's an option for you too, for if anybody is low carb or any of that stuff. You could do that too, right? A little bit more healthy. I mean, the sausage, what are you gonna do? But yeah, so this is our multi-cooker, and it is fantastic for steaming your vegetables, your meats, all that kind of stuff. It'll make your meats so juicy, so moist, and it's so healthy. It's such a healthy way to cook because you're not cooking with fats, you're not cooking with oil, and everything just like steams in there. And your vegetables, oh my gosh, like it's so funny. So my oldest went to college and was talking to friends and they were all the friends were like, oh, I hate vegetables, and they're going on and on about how awful vegetables are. And Dakota came home and was like, you know, Mom, I think that their parents just don't know how to cook vegetables. I mean, I think vegetables are great. It just made me laugh. And all I thought was, you know what? It's the steaming, honestly. Right? Because when you steam them, they have so much flavor, right? There's so much flavor that is maintained in the vegetable. It literally tastes like a softened raw vegetable. Like carrots, especially, right? Use something harder. Carrots, especially, right? They taste like, you know, you taste a raw carrot and it has that sweet crunch, right? And then you boil a carrot and it just loses its edge, right? Literally, because it's softened, right? But the flavor, right? The flavor doesn't have that punch, right? And so, but when you steam a carrot, it is so good. It is so tasty. It's so sweet. And it just like, even though it doesn't have necessarily the texture crunch, it has a flavor crunch, kind of, if you could even say that, right? And so that's the difference with steaming versus boiling or anything like that. And so sometimes with this meal, I will do corn. It's because it just kind of adds another like sweet, because this is spicy and savory. And so it does, I'll use sweet corn. And I will just use Vent and Serve. I will just put Vent and Serve and I'll put frozen corn in Vent and Serve and I don't add anything to it. And I just put it right into the microwave. And it's still so sweet. And I don't necessarily, sometimes I'll add butter if I'm feeling a little extra, but not always. I don't always have to add butter, right? And so it's just a great way to be able to do that, right? But that's it. This is the jambalaya. That's all there is to it. And all I do, like I said, I just put the top on that. I'm going to add a whole bunch more seasonings to that. But I'm going to put the top on because I want it to be, have a little kick to it. Not as much kick as Jim likes, but I do want a little bit of a bite. Okay. So, but I am going to put the top on it and then just let the flavors kind of do their thing for a bit. And it is so tasty and so flavorful. And it's one of my favorite things to have on hand. And this is something I'm going to meal prep. So you see how big this pot is? Let me show you something. So this freezer container, so tomorrow, all right, not today, tomorrow, let me turn this just a little bit. There we go. I'm not leaning my back so far. So tomorrow, after, because everybody's going to eat, because I have rice over here and everybody's going to eat. So tomorrow, I will cook more rice. And then when I'll pull the leftovers out and I will line these up, no broth. And it's going to be saucy. Like it's going to be saucy. This stuff's going to cook down and it's going to be, so, so I will line these up on the counter and I think I probably will line up probably 6 to 8 of these on the counter. And I'm going to put jambalaya, rice, and some corn. And I'm going to meal prep this. And it's going to be delicious. I'm going to save it for when I'm not feeling good and I feel like I'm getting a little bit of a cold, because it's going to be spicy enough. You know, when you're sick and you want something a little spicy to just kind of move things along, right? And it's perfect for when you're sick, right? When you're sick and everything tastes kind of weird, spicy food, so good, right? That and a hot toddy, right? So it's perfect for that. And so that's what I do. That's my meal prep, guys. Meal prep does not have to be a day. It's cooking big batches and then just like lining stuff up and going ahead and just like prepping it out. Even before I call people down to dinner, I will line stuff up and I will prep meals out. I'll have them in the freezer before anybody even eats out of the pot sometimes. So seriously, yes, we have the recipe typed up. It's over in TW Champs, but I'll pull it out. I'll find it and I'll get it posted for everybody to see. But it's so good, guys. I hope that you absolutely love it and you have plenty of time to look at it and then get all the ingredients and cook it for your Fat Tuesday. So Pam was talking about the raffle sheets. So I did pull together some raffle sheets for you guys. We'll post them for you. And the way raffle sheets work is I did one for the BOGO bowl set. So the BOGO bowl set that is 2 of the impression bowls for $50, right? So it's like a $90 value, which is great. It's great when it's a bigger value, right? So I think those are, I think those ones are $4 a square, right? And so the way that works is you sell all the squares on the sheet and then you draw a name from the people that bought squares, okay? And so by selling, I think it's 16 squares. So 16 by 4 is, I don't know, over $50. I don't do math. Okay, I do calculator math. Okay. So, but what it does, it pays for, it's going to be 60. I don't have my paper in front of me, but it covers the cost of the bowls, the shipping, and the tax. So you're going to make your commission. And so you're going to make it, you're not out anything on this. Okay. So when you fill up one of those sheets, the winner, you then place that order because you have all the money from all the people that bought like the squares, right? You're going to place that order and ship it straight to the winner. Okay. So it's great. We did this during COVID. We did a lot of those, right? We did a lot of raffle sheets. We did bingos and things like that. And we did it like that, except for the bingos, instead of selling squares, we would sell bingo boards. We would play bingo and whoever won the bingo won whatever the prize was. It would be like the BOGO bowl set, right? So it's the same, but different. Okay. So I did one for the BOGO bowl set and I did one for the plates that were like 2 sets of plates for $40 or something. And so, and I think those squares were 15 squares for $3 a piece. I'm going to do one more for the get it all set, right? I just didn't get a chance to do it before I had to get this ready. So I will get that put together too. But this is a great way for you guys, if you're close to a goal, this is a great way to scoop up some more sales before you get to the end of the month. This is a great way. If you're new in the business, this is a great way to just like very subtly a way to get out there and tell everybody that you're selling Tupperware and introduce them to your new business in a fun way, right? And it helps you get some of the awards that you're going to get as being a new consultant. So that's really exciting. So we have those for you and we'll get those posted in Champion for you to be able to print up or to be able to just post on social media, all that kind of good stuff. So I hope that helps you. If you need any clarification around it, definitely just reach out, talk to your director or whatever. You can reach out to me. So